Yes, people, what is going on? Welcome to my Formula One podcast. Welcome to Peter on Pole. My name is Peter in pole position. And as you know, we are coming off the hills. The emotion, the glorious feeling of emotion with Lando Norris winning his first ever win in Formula One history. A moment for all McLaren fans and for Lando Norris fans to savor for many years to come. But you know what? This race victory isn't a one-off. It isn't a one-off. And if you think this has been a one-off, you are truly, truly mistaken. Because this is going to change Formula One forever. I absolutely believe it. And if you don't think I'm being serious, well, you stick around and watch this video. We make Formula One content talking about all things Formula One. And today's topic, of course, Mr. Lando Norris. But what does this victory mean for Lando Norris? Lando Norris winning a race in Formula One, how has it changed the scope of Formula One? Well, we need to dive in. We need to discuss some of the possibilities, seeing what's actually changed in the sport for us to actually discuss and dive right in. Because there you see a man right there, Lando Norris, all in papaya and black, ahead of a Red Bull. Ahead of a Red Bull. And one thing to note, by the way, Max Verstappen finished the race. Let's remember this. Max Verstappen finished the race. It's not like it was a disqualification or he didn't finish or, he finished the race. And guess what? He finished P2. So it wasn't like a shoddy Max Verstappen. It wasn't a Max Verstappen that maybe had some damage and was sort of caught back near the end of the grid or in the middle part of the grid. No. This is a man who finished P2 in the race. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. Does Max Verstappen have the smoothest of weekends? No, he was complaining all weekend about how his car wasn't feeling great. But this is a man who was on pole and won sprint races, done the whole lot, So just to say this race victory is legit. And people want to talk about safety cars? Really? That's what you want to do? You want to bring up the safety car? Now, listen, safety cars happen often in Formula One. Don't be fooled. Safety cars happen often in Formula One. Now, it's all about your timing. It's all about the timing of that pit stop for that safety car to come out. Because, look, McLaren had the strategy and they decided, look, it's time to go long with Lando Norris, okay? And they gambled, really, in a sense of, they gambled to see, okay, maybe a safety car might happen and it might come to our benefit. And if it doesn't come to our benefit, no problem. We'll change tires later on. But Lando Norris was comfortable. He was feeling good. He was feeling great. And, nonetheless, the safety car came out, bang, sweet spot. Listen, you create your own luck sometimes in life, okay? If there's a lesson to be learned from that whole situation on the weekend, is that you create your own opportunities in life. So if there's an opportunity for Lando Norris that he had to take that was given to him, fair enough. Guess what? They worked hard for it. The McLaren boys, they worked hard for it. The team, the strategists, the people in the back, behind the scenes, they earned it. They earned the luck. And guess what? We struck gold with that safety car. But what does this mean then? What does this mean? Because Max Verstappen finishing second is very, very, very important for this discussion. And it's very, very important for people who are thinking about Formula One this season, are thinking about it going forward. It means we've got an exciting season on our hands, people. Very potentially, we've got an exciting season on our hands. You look over here, for example, P1, Lando Norris, P2, Max Verstappen, P3, Charles Leclerc. We've got 3 different drivers from 3 different teams on the podium. This is big. This is huge. Having 3 different drivers, having 3 different teams on a podium in Miami. Guys, Formula One is not that predictable. It's not that predictable. It's clear to see that basically Formula One might do the unthinkable. Now, think about it, right? People were not necessarily giving McLaren the props that they deserved at the start of the season. People were a bit underwhelmed because of the way McLaren were sort of halfway of last season, towards the end of last season. They expected that same sort of, okay, next step now, moving on to the next step with this team. And people were quite disappointed at the start of the season. In fact, they were disappointed in testing. Like, what's going on with McLaren? Some people were predicting McLaren to be P6. What's the matter with you people? McLaren know what they're doing. They've been knowing what they're doing. And also, look, we've had Carlos Sainz win a race this year as well. We've had him win a race this year. So in the first, 6 races in? Okay. We've had 3 different race winners. That's not bad. And that's not predictable. That's not predictable here in Formula One. Okay. So it means there's competition. The 2024 Formula One season has got competition. It will be competitive. And it's early doors, mate. We're race 6, okay? It's early doors, and we're seeing already the different ways the different teams are trying to get things out, trying to, shorten the deficit, the gap between Red Bull and the rest. And we know Red Bull have got their own problems this season, by the way. It's turmoil at Red Bull. It's been a horrific year for Red Bull so far. And don't get me wrong, they're winning races, okay? Let's have it clear. They're winning races. But the truth still remains that, Adrian Newey's now no longer going to be taking part of this car anymore, further on, moving forward, right? What does that mean? Well, Red Bull will be looking at these races this season and thinking, hang on a minute, we can't rest on our laurels. This means, Lando Norris winning means Red Bull cannot rest on their laurels. We've already had Carlos Sainz win. We've already had that. And now we've got a Lando Norris victory. On merit, by the way, because after the safety car, make all the noise you want. After the safety car, what happened? Did I not see Lando Norris extending the gap? Did I not see Lando Norris extending the lead? I think I did. I think I did. Shout out to Adam. Hope you're doing well. Adam Heddle, what's going on? Hope you're good. I still can't believe it actually happened. Listen, for every McLaren fan out there, for every Formula One fan out there, for every Lando Norris fan out there, this is like, you cannot just look past this. This is a huge moment. This is a huge moment. What we witnessed on the weekend. Now, bear in mind, this McLaren had moments that, it showed glimpses. It lifted its skirt a little bit to show us the speed that there is in this car. And then, there came a point where even in the race, I was at some point in the race, I was like, well, hang on a minute. Can Lando actually do this? Can we do this? I was absolutely gobsmacked and shocked, mate. Adam, like you say, I've had a smile on my face since the checkered flag. I cannot stop smiling. People are asking me, how are you feeling, Pete? How are you feeling? People at my workplace. Now, I work at a place where it's a completely different sport that we're involved in, but even they're asking the questions. They're asking me the Formula One questions. Do you know what I mean? So, salute. Bonzo, hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. Thank you for joining me. It was a long time coming for him. He had to get luck at some point, of course. Exactly. I've never heard anybody talk about the safety car being luck for some other driver to win. Like, hello, Abu Dhabi 2021. I mean, if we really want to go down that road, I don't think we do. The safety car comment is, I get it, but it's nonsense. It's one thing getting that luck. It's one thing making that luck work. Because very easily Max could have, on another given day, Max could have chased up Lando Norris, eaten him up, and see you later. Off he goes. But no, not only did Lando Norris stay in front, the guy extended the lead. So this is Formula One. The Oracle, Alex, hope you're doing well, man. Thank you for joining me. We're talking about what this victory means for Lando Norris. Okay, sorry, for Formula One, rather. We know what it means for Lando Norris. Okay, but for Formula One, it's changed. Listen, there's a competitive season on our hands. Pay attention, people. Max is not gonna just go leaps and bounds and win every single race in such an easy fashion in 30 seconds gaps, 1 minute gaps. He's not gonna be doing that anymore. Not the way I see it. Not the way I see it. What else does this show? It shows that upgrades are serious, or your upgrades need to be serious. Because McLaren have come with an upgrade again, serious stuff on the upgrades. You cannot muck around. You cannot waste time. You cannot waste time with your upgrades. There cannot be little dibby small upgrades. You need to come with proper packages. I look at Ferrari, I look at Aston Martin, Mercedes. All these teams now know that, look, McLaren twice have done 2 big upgrades, and look at them. They're almost unrecognizable to what they were before. The upgrades are serious. The upgrades mean something. Upgrades are important in this championship this season. Guys, if you like Formula One content like this, please do me a favor and smash a like on this video. Smash a like on this and leave your comments in the comment section. Hey, I'm more than happy to read them out. Alex says here, McLaren know what they're doing with upgrades more than anyone else. It's shown. We've got the evidence to back it up. 2 upgrades, 2 big upgrades in a row, and look at them. Look at the McLarens that we've had pre-upgrade, post-upgrade. Last year in Austria, Silverstone, that McLaren, those upgrades were chalk and cheese. We could not recognize what, the McLaren of Miami in 2023 versus the McLaren of Miami 2024. Excuse me? They're 2 different teams. Upgrades are important. They have to be serious. You have to be serious with your upgrades in 2024. What else does this race win for Lando Norris? What else does this mean for Formula One? Patience pays off. Let me show you something, guys. Whoa. Hang on just a damn minute. Patience pays off. What do I mean? Lando Norris has been in Formula One for how long? How long has he been in Formula One? Remember these days? Zach Brown with the Renault T. You know what I'm saying? Lando Norris, I mean, he was a pup. An absolute pup in this image here. This has taken time. Guys, he's not been in for, Norris didn't come around the corner, or Zach Brown come around the corner and be like, yeah, here we go. From last year to now, last week to now. No, this is going back 2018, 19. It's been going on a long, long time. There was a mission. And don't get me wrong, the mission was to bring McLaren back to the top. And trust me, there will be bumps along the way. And boy, have there been. There's been some bumps along the way. 2020 was, it looked good, but it kind of flattered to deceive. You know what I mean? It's like they looked good from far, but far from good when they got close. Anyway. And then 2021, I mean, we couldn't understand. 2022, what is this? 23, what the heck is going on? Patience pays off, man. Salute to Lando Norris. He friggin' deserved it this weekend. You look at the close calls as well. You look at the situations. I mean, of course, you can't think about Lando Norris and not think about Russia sometimes, right? Sochi. I mean, he was so close. He was right there. Even when Danny Ricciardo won in in Monza, in 2020, was it 22? My years and everything are mixed up. In 21, he was so close as well. Norris could have, he's in the car, one of the fastest. Do you know what I mean? On the day, there was no Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. They crashed out. It was an open goal really from there. But I want to at Ferrari's home ground. McLaren fans will take that all day long. Adam says, I thought Imola would be the race where McLaren would challenge for a victory, but they got the win earlier. Imola is going to be very exciting. Exactly. Listen, there's racetracks to look forward to. This is the thing. Miami, this wasn't supposed to happen in Miami. As Adam's alluding to, this was not supposed to happen in Miami. And yet here we are talking about a race win for not just for McLaren, but for freaking Lando Norris. Happy days. It means Red Bull need to get a move or things are going to get very interesting. They need to get a move on for sure. Red Bull need to be serious when it comes to their upgrades, when it comes to their thing. They've got to be serious. As I said, look, they can't rest on their laurels anymore. Adrian Newey will be hugely missed. Adrian Newey will be absolutely missed. No doubt about it. What else does it show? Guys, as I said, there's a championship here on our hands. Have a look at it, guys. Pay attention to this. Okay? Now look, Max Verstappen's in the lead and he's got a good lead, right? It's a good enough lead after the first 6 races of the season. But I tell you what, you get some consistency either out of Perez, Charles, Norris, Sainz. You get some consistency there. They're not too far. They're not too far. This Formula One season is no joke. And I'm not just talking about the season. I'm talking about the rest of time until regulations change and things, move on from there. McLaren are serious, guys. We're not here to play games. As Alex says here, Norris is looking for that top 3. And so he should. And yes, Ibonzo, if you're Sergio Perez, Checo, You need to be looking over your shoulder because it's gonna get peak very, very soon. Very, very soon. Don't get me wrong, Sergio's had a good solid start, by the way, which has kind of gone under the radar. And it's something that I think we should discuss on this channel at some point. I'll be more than happy to delve in. But yeah, absolutely. Perez can't just chill. Red Bull cannot chill this season. No one. Max, Christian Horner, Sergio, whoever, whoever you are, you cannot rest this season. Because if there's one thing this season is showing, it is time to strap in. It's time to strap in. It's going to be one hell of a bumpy ride. Alex says Norris really showed why he's world class. Yeah. We've got some top quality drivers in Formula One. But by the way, pay attention to the driver pairing of McLaren. You know what I'm saying? Lando Norris is exceptional. And it's just now the stats need to, it's almost like the stats need to prove it. They don't need to prove it to McLaren fans, but they need to prove it to the wider world to take McLaren seriously. Lando Norris is a world-class driver. By the way, Oscar Piastri, what he was doing, McLaren shared a thing. I'll try and find it. McLaren shared a post basically about how good, how good Piastri was before the incident he had with Carlos Sainz, right? And it was scary hours. It was actually scary hours when you think about it. And let's have a look here. Let me know if you can't see that properly on the screen. Oscar Piastri did some stuff. Let me tell you, he did some stuff. This is just showing basically from lap 1 to lap 25. So this is before the incident. He was starting P6, he moved up to P3, and then he went up to P2. Then he went to P1. He led the race, the opening 25 laps of this race. After the opening 25 laps, he led the race. Oscar was doing bits with half the upgrades, by the way. With half the upgrades that McLaren had. People, pay attention. Pay attention. McLaren is serious. Oscar's serious. Lando's serious. Okay? And so Red Bull, get ready. Be prepared. It shows me something else, guys. Your boy Lando Norris, he can win more races, can't he? I mean, look at the company he's with here. As I've mentioned before, he's not racing against, it's not like there was a massive crash in the first lap, safety car, it's taking out the top drivers. We don't have Ferrari, we don't have Red Bull in the mix. No, we've got them in the mix. They're right here. They are right here, okay? Side by side with Mr. Max Verstappen. And you'll be forgiven if you couldn't recognize Charles Leclerc in that baby blue, aqua blue, whatever blue that was, the homage that Ferrari were paying to those of the people of Miami. But, he was in good company and he was racing against these people, Norris is a serious guy. And you know what else it shows me? He can win more races. That's what it's telling me. Some of you in the comment section have already put about, Imola. We thought Imola would be the place. Well, pay attention to Imola. If this is what you can do here, I can't wait for places like Silverstone. I can't wait for places like Austria. I can't wait. It's going to be very, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Lando Norris could be world champion. That's what this means. Lando Norris could be world champion. I don't know if you knew. What this means, what this race win means for Formula One is that Lando Norris can be world champion. And if you didn't think so, don't worry. We'll let him prove it to you guys as the season goes on. And also, what else it proves to me? This boy here, Mr. Oscar Piastri, he can win races too. He can win races too. Remember, he won the sprint race last year in Belgium. Don't sleep on this guy. Don't sleep on this guy. Oscar is is a very lucky starter, and I like that about him. Yeah, he's a good starter, very good starter. He's quick. He's quick. Adam says, I feel we might see a better Lando now. Pressure's off his shoulders. We might see a better Lando going forward. Absolutely. That's another thing. Thank you, Adam. That's another point. That is another reason. That's something else that this race victory means for Formula One. That Lando Norris will be a better driver. There will be no pressure on him now. He's got that water You know, he's got that duck off his back. You know, he's got the monkey off his back, whatever the phrase is. He's here now. He's here now. Okay. And he's here to show people that, by the way, you man, look at me. Look at me in front of Max Verstappen. I can win races, guys. I can do this. And I'll do it again. He said it's the first. It's the first of many right at the beginning. Alex says, I don't think Lando has ever had a start as lucky as Oscar did with Hungary, Miami, or Qatar. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there. Multiple times where the heavens open for 81. I like a driver that attacks luck. Yeah, don't get me wrong, he attacks luck, but we've also had some situations with Oscar where we're like, because he's been a little bit further back on the grid, he's been caught in shenanigans as well. Because, you know, if you start more closer to the front, then happy days. Salute to Arteta's right toe. I'll tell all the Arsenal fans, all the gooners in and around town, says that's my DJ. Listen, man, you ready? You ready for the end of this season? You ready? Yeah. Football is crazy. Football is crazy. Just like Formula One is. Just like Formula One is. Guys, that's what Lando Norris's first win means for Formula One. It means he's serious. It means he can be world champion. It means he can win more races. It means McLaren are serious. It means that this season is competitive. It means that Red Bull cannot rest on their laurels. You know, it means Lando's got more confidence now to win more races. It means that Red Bull, guess what? There is another driver that you need to be watching out for. There's a team that you need to watch out for. You know? Alex says, my club lost 8 out of 8 of our last games. Thank God my club season is over. You are a Newport County fan. And yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot of things. Not really, no, but if we win the league, get the Rice baby on full blast. We don't care if he gets embarrassed. Who cares? Who cares? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, for all of you who are watching now for the first time, if you like Formula One content like this, do me a favor, smash a like on the video. Make sure you leave comments because I'll be reading them out. You can follow me on X, Twitter, whatever you wish, Peter on Sports, and then YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of that jazz. Peter on Pole, Formula One dedicated channel. Until next time, people, it's been amazing. You guys have been great. And I'll see you very soon. Until then, lights out.